The focus of this week's module is to introduce the field of public administration and to offer a variety of definitions about public administration and public administrators. So, who are public administrators? The administration and management of governmental and nonprofit or non-governmental organizations is a highly technical endeavor. Public administrators are professionals and experts in managing highly technical bureaucracies. They implement and interpret policy enacted by elected officials. They have legal obligations to serve the public good. And professional administrators in governmental and nonprofit organizations operate within a political context, but should remain non-political. Our text identifies a variety of definitions of public administration and focuses on 4 areas. The first area is the political definition of public administration. Public administration is what a government or nonprofit organization does. As a profession, public administration has developed values and ethical standards, but as an activity, it merely reflects the cultural norms, beliefs, and realities of society. And public administration is the totality of the working day activities of all the world's bureaucrats. The administration of government is both direct and indirect. Governments directly provide services like mortgage insurance, mail delivery, and electricity, national defense, activities such as that. Indirect activities occur when a government pays a private contractor to provide goods or services. This example, building the space shuttle, or building a dam, or perhaps building a highway if that's contracted out. Another element in the political definition of public administration is implementing the public interest. The public interest is a universal label in which political actors use to justify the policies and programs that they advocate. The public interest is a commonly accepted public good. The rise of administrative discretion in the face of legislative vagueness means that the job of the unanimous administrator is to define the public interest. One more aspect in the political definition of public administration is that public administration is doing collectively that which cannot be effectively done privately or individually. It was Abraham Lincoln who said, "The legitimate object of government is to do for a community of people whatever they need to have done, but cannot do it all, or cannot so well do for themselves in their separate and individual capacities." The second framework in the definition of public administration is a legal one. Because public administration is what a state does, it is both created and bound by an instrument of the law. Public administration is the law in action. Public administration is the execution of a public law. Every application of a general law is necessarily an act of administration. In the United States, the Constitution of 1787 is the law of the land. All legislation must conform to the bounds of the Constitution. We now come to the managerial definitions of public administration. Public administration is so much a branch of management that many graduate schools of management or business or administration are divided into public and private, and now increasingly nonprofit programs. Public administration is the executive function of government, and government agencies put into practice legislative acts that represent the will of the people. Public administration is both art and science. It requires sound judgment, panache, and common sense. It also requires technical skills that allow for the digestion and transference of information. It takes more than an education. Just because you have the academic credentials does not mean that you can function at a high level as a high-level administrator. We now come to the final selection of definitions, the occupational definitions of public administration. Public administration is a profession. It is a body of academic and practical knowledge that is applied to the service of society. A standard of success measured by serving the needs of society rather than seeking purely personal gain. A system of control over the professional practice that regulates the education of new members and maintains both a code of ethics and an appropriate sanctions. It applies in government and non-governmental or nonprofit organizations. This concludes the video. This week